are here at the border between Idaho and Oregon. Ontario is on this side, about 2 miles from here. So we are sitting exactly at I-84, West Idaho, on the border with Oregon at the Snake River. So the names that you are going to see here, Word Massacre, everything that you are going to hear, utter massacre, that is a Wild West, when things were rough before the West was discovered. The Oregon Trail, why the Oregon Trail comes from here? Because everybody have to follow the river. There was no satellites, there was no guidance other than you follow the water to find where does the water take you. Here is the Snake River. We are going to see it in a minute. The Snake River is where you can get to Columbia River, and from Columbia River you can get to Portland. From Portland you are on the Pacific Ocean. These massacres are very common, or were very common in the beginning of the invasion of America, where a lot of white invaders were killed, a lot of Indians were killed. The Snake River crossing. What is the Snake River crossing? What exactly it is? The Snake River crossing is where the water from Yellowstone National Park follows the easiest route, or the valleys, or the least resistance route, making a U-turn from Idaho Falls to Twin Falls, Idaho, and you are going to see it in that direction. That is the east, where it comes from Twin Falls, and before that Idaho Falls, before it forks into two rivers. North to Idaho Falls, north to Idaho Falls, it forks to two rivers. One of them goes to the north, that is Henry River, and one of them goes to the south, that is the Snake River. Both of them do not cross the highland or the continental divide. Both of them originate from the west side of the continental divide. One of them originates from West Yellowstone National Park, and the other one from Yellowstone National Park. If you take a canoe here and you keep going west, it's going to take you north. It's going to take you all the way to Walla Walla, Kennewick. Then at Kennewick or Basco, Washington, you are going to get to Columbia River. From Columbia River, you can find your way to Portland. Everything becomes easy as soon as you get to Columbia River. So what went wrong with Lewis and Clark? They thought they can come from the Missouri to the Columbia River taking this route. But once the Missouri forks into two rivers, they call it Jefferson, for Thomas Jefferson, and Madison. They fork today at a town called the Three Fork in Montana on I-90. East to Butte, about 30 miles east to Butte. That is where Missouri forks to Madison and Jefferson rivers. Madison goes down almost to West Yellowstone National Park. To jump from Madison River to Henry River, to come here to the Snake River, you have to abandon your boats, take your forces, and climb very steep mountains from West Yellowstone National Park to the west side of the mountains in order to get to Henry Lake, From Henry Lake, you start at the Henry River that bring you all the way to Idaho Falls, where you can meet the Snake River when it comes down from the south. Then when Lewis and Clark tried to go back to Washington after they got to Portland, to the Pacific Ocean, they have the Indian guide, Skagawea, were her husband, and she was able to tell them how to get from Basco to Spokane to Great Falls without having to take that terrible route of the Snake River loop. The Snake River loop makes a U-turn from Basco all the way to Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, Pocatello, and from there to Yellowstone National Park. The short route is tough, but it's short. This is Route I-84.